When did you realize your home wasn't a safe place? My parents were each other's best friends, or so I thought. They'd finish each other's sentences, and my dad was always telling other men how amazing my mom was. He encouraged them to get to know her better. I was 10 years old playing video games at 3 a.m. when I heard my mom scream, "Stop! I can't take it anymore!" I ran upstairs and opened their door. A man I didn't recognize was standing there, face completely red, doing up his belt. My mom had messy hair and tears in her eyes. "Your mom and I were doing some yoga training," the man said. "Sorry for waking you up." Before I could move, the closet door opened and my dad jumped out. "Hey buddy, relax." I stared at him. "Dad, what's going on?" The man ran out. My mom held me while she cried. "Son, I'm sorry," my dad said. "We wanted to wait to tell you, but you're ready. Your mother has cancer." I jumped into my mom's lap. "Mommy, I don't want you to die." She smiled softly. "It's okay, honey. With this new treatment, the doctors say I have a 90% chance of living. There's going to be some strangers in the house from now on. They're here to do their job. Try not to talk to them." The next morning, my parents gave me a badge to wear, an upside-down pineapple. "If any mommies or daddies ask if we're looking for friends, tell them they can come over anytime." I hugged them tight, thinking I lived in the best house ever. For the next few weeks, my parents did yoga classes with almost every parent from school. Same routine every time. They'd put me to bed, lock my door from the outside, and I'd hear the bed frame thumping against the wall while my mom screamed. We bought toilet paper in bulk because the doctors used so much. Dad put a sign on the bathroom, "Please shower before treatment." I thought doctors were just really clean people. Then everything came crashing down. We were sitting at breakfast one morning, my parents, my best friend's parents, and their friend, all wearing each other's clothes. There was a knock at the door. A woman in a pink suit stood there with a clipboard. "Are you here for my parents' yoga time?" I asked. She looked at me with tears in her eyes. "Where are your parents?" I led her to the kitchen, but they weren't there anymore. That's when I heard it. Thump, thump, thump. "Don't worry," I said. "That's just my mom's yoga class." She led me to the porch and gave me a mint while she asked questions. "Who's home during yoga classes?" "Just the people here to help. Sometimes when there's a lot of people, they eat all the food and I have to fill up on dry ramen." "Have you seen anything confusing?" "Mom's yoga teachers sometimes wear dog collars and crawl around. Dad says it's a special exercise for her spine." "What happens after treatments?" "Everyone showers together to wash off the medicine. Sometimes mom tells me to join so we can save water." "Do you stay home from school?" "Only on treatment days when I'm too tired from being up all night, or when mom needs me to clean the house after her doctors leave." The woman held my hand and whispered, "The system failed you." I just sat there wondering if there'd be any good Pokemon to catch. Everyone came downstairs. The woman stood at the front door and made a phone call. 20 minutes later, police cars filled our driveway. I didn't understand why they were putting handcuffs on my parents. I didn't understand why my mom was screaming that I'd ruined everything. I didn't understand why my best friend's parents were being led to separate cars. The woman in the pink suit drove me to a building with fluorescent lights and plastic chairs. She explained things using words I'd never heard before, words that made my stomach hurt even though I didn't fully understand them. I stayed with my grandmother after that. She was my dad's mom, and she cried for 3 days straight when she found out what had been happening in that house. "Why didn't you tell anyone?" she kept asking. "Tell them what?" "Mom was sick. People were helping her." That's when I realized my parents had built a world where nothing they did seemed wrong. They'd given me explanations for everything: cancer, yoga, treatment, special exercises. I was 14 when I finally understood what had actually been happening in that house. My therapist helped me piece it together. The badge, the showers, the locked door. My parents served 4 years each. Child endangerment. They're out now, living in another state. They send birthday cards sometimes. I throw them away unopened. My best friend from back then doesn't talk to me anymore. His parents went to prison too. He blames me for telling the woman in the pink suit, but I didn't tell her anything. I just answered her questions honestly. That's what good kids do. I'm 19 now, still in therapy, still having nightmares about thumping sounds and locked doors, but I know the truth now, and that's the first step to being okay. Full story linked below.